We're trying to put ourselves to good use here at Pro Football Weekly during the last month of the offseason. We've been predicting everything from best team to worst team, everything in between. Today, Kevin, we've got a game-time decision to make. Who is going to lead the NFL in receiving yards in 2012? In 2011, we saw it was Megatron. Calvin Johnson led with over 1,600 yards, and pretty much the assumption from most fans, I would say, is that Megatron's going to lead again in 2012. But guess what? Wes Welker, Victor Cruz, Larry Fitzgerald were all pretty much nipping at his heels at the end of last year. So, Kevin, I'm going to ask politely that you stay away from the Calvin Johnson answer here. Who do you think is going to win the receiving title this year?
Megatron.
Oh, come on.
I can't do that. Larry Fitzgerald will be my pick then. You know, I look at the Arizona Cardinals and you look at Fitzgerald. What tells me he's that good of a receiver and one of the best, if not the best in the entire game? Look who his quarterbacks have been the past couple seasons. You know, Kevin Cobb, John Skelton, just musical chairs going on back there ever since Kurt Warner left, and not a great offense, yet he has still put up big numbers. I expect that offense to be better this year, whether it's Cobb or Skelton at the helm, and Fitzgerald with Michael Floyd opposite him when he gets ready to go as a starter. I think Fitzgerald's going to put up big numbers. I think he'll end up with the receiving yards championship.
A lot of contingencies, and obviously the biggest one is the quarterback position. That's pretty much how it is for every wide receiver. You look at a guy like Victor Cruz, it probably depends on the health of Hakeem Nicks. You look at Wes Welker, it depends on what Rob Gronkowski does this year. Same all the way down the board. I asked you to be creative, Kevin, when you came up with your answer. I'm going to ask you to be a little bit more creative. Dig down for me. Find me a sleeper.
Brandon Marshall in his new home with the Chicago Bears. He reunites with Jay Cutler. All reports out of training camp up in Bourbonnais with the Bears have been very positive for Brandon Marshall. Keep in mind, this is a Bears franchise that has not had a good wide receiver, at least to Marshall's caliber, in years, decades. And here he comes with the quarterback in Jay Cutler that I think is one of the best in the league if he can stay healthy and has the tools around him. New offensive coordinator. I think Marshall's in a good position there as #1 receiver to put up huge numbers this season.
I'm thinking of a sleeper who might not be on very many people's lists for this sort of category heading into this year. A non-wide receiver. Is it possible that somebody like Jimmy Graham or Rob Gronkowski can win the wide receiver title this year?
You know, if anybody was to do it, it'd be Jimmy Graham. You know, putting up those receiving yard numbers he did last year with New Orleans. And you look at the Saints, they lose Robert Meacham, but they still have that high-octane offense. And you know, the thing with Rob Gronkowski in New England, I think the Patriots have better receivers there. People might argue, but I think the Patriots generally better receivers than the Saints do. So in New Orleans, I think Jimmy Graham, you know, has a bit of a higher standing than Gronk does in New England. So if anybody's to do it, he can do it. I just don't know if he's on the field enough to have that many opportunities.
Over 1,300 yards receiving last year for Jimmy Graham. If he improves even close to what he did from his rookie year to last year, it could be something to write home about. Kevin thinks that it's going to be Larry Fitzgerald winning the wide receiver title this year. Be sure to let us know who you think in the comments section of our YouTube channel, and check back to ProFootballWeekly.com for a new game time decision every week.